A stranger at the gym kept pushing past every signal she gave him to be left alone, until she finally shut it down completely. Was she wrong? Stick around because after this we've got 4 more stories just as wild. A revenge plot that backfired, a family secret that exploded at dinner, a roommate situation gone nuclear, and a workplace betrayal nobody saw coming. I was mid-set, eyes closed, fully locked in, when I opened them and there was a stranger's face 3 inches from mine. That's where this story ends up. But let me back up. I'm a 32-year-old woman, and I have a strict policy at the gym. I don't talk to anyone, not because I'm rude. I say hi to the staff. I ask if equipment's free. I say thank you. But beyond that, headphones in, head down, zone locked. Part of it is efficiency. Part of it is that I go to the gym to work out, not to socialize. I'm in my own world and I like it that way. So when a guy stopped me outside by the food carts after a session, I was already annoyed. He said he went to my gym. I had never noticed him before, but suddenly he was walking beside me, talking, like we were old friends. My headphones were out for 30 seconds and apparently that was an open invitation. I made small talk, kept it short, and got out as fast as I could. Fine. Weird, but fine. Then a few days later, I'm at the gym foam rolling, headphones in, actively avoiding eye contact with everyone in the room. And this same guy beelines straight toward me, squats down next to me, and goes in for a fist bump. I gave him a quick nod, ignored the fist bump, stared at the floor until he moved on. He had to have felt that. But then it happened again. I was doing leg lifts, fully in the middle of a set, and here he comes, crossing the gym, hand out for another fist bump. At that point, I made a decision. I pulled out my headphone and I said calmly and clearly, "Look, I don't want to do this. I'm here to work out, not to make friends. Please don't." He said he was just saying hi. I said, "I know, please don't." Put my headphone back in, kept going. Did I feel bad? A little. Did I second guess myself? Of course, anyone watching probably thought I was completely out of line. But I kept coming back to the same thing. His need for connection doesn't cancel out my need to just exist in a space without being interrupted. I posted about it, and the response was overwhelming. Most people got it, and I had a great workout the next day, fueled entirely by the validation of strangers on the internet, which honestly is a form of cardio in itself. But here's the part I didn't mention at first. A couple of months before any of this happened, I was at the same gym, doing isolated bicep curls. Last few reps of my second to last set, pushing to failure, fully concentrated, eyes shut, the kind of focused where the whole gym disappears. I finished the rep and opened my eyes. A man's face was 3 inches from mine. I set the weight down on pure reflex. Standing over me was a heavy-set, middle-aged man in a baseball cap, someone I had never seen before. I was still in shock when I pulled out a headphone, and the only thing I could manage was, "What?" He grabbed my arms, physically grabbed them, and pushed them back onto the machine's handles. "One more," he said. I yanked away. I told him in no uncertain terms that he had no right to touch me. He stumbled, said he was admiring my form. Then, and this is the part that still gets me, he said he wanted to use the machine. While I was still sitting in it, mid-set, I told him he could have it when I was done. He rolled his eyes and walked off. I was shaking, genuinely shaking. And then, before I could even put my headphone back in, another man came over and waved me down. He leaned in and said quietly, "You really shouldn't have to put up with that." I smiled. I said, "Thank you." He walked away. And I sat there thinking, that was kind. He meant well. But why did he come to comfort me instead of saying something to the man who just grabbed me? I reported the incident to the gym manager. They took it seriously. I gave a full description. I haven't seen that man since. The guy from the food carts? He's left me alone. We've been in the same room a few times. I'm very good at pretending people don't exist during a workout. I have no issue with him anymore, but that other guy is still in my head. Not baseball cap, the one who offered comfort, because I think he genuinely meant it, and I still appreciated it in the moment. But here's the question I can't stop thinking about, and I want to leave it with you. When a woman is visibly shaken after a man crosses a line right in front of you, why is it so much easier to comfort her after the fact than it is to say something to him in the moment? Here's one that'll divide the room. My daughter-in-law cries at everything, and I mean everything. I once asked her to take off her muddy shoes at my front door. Normal request, calm tone, and she burst into tears. My own daughter was standing right there and confirmed I wasn't mean about it. Didn't matter. My son still lectured me like I'd committed a crime. The whole family has dealt with this for years. The moment she starts crying, loud crying, everyone rushes to comfort her, and suddenly you're the villain. So this weekend, we're at a birthday party. 7-year-old celebration, tons of little kids running around. Everything's going fine until a 4-year-old, a kid with no filter whose parents are actively working on it, calls my daughter-in-law fat while she's handing out food. The parents handled the kid immediately, but she started sobbing, loudly, at a child's birthday party. I pulled her aside and told her to stop crying and not come back out until she was composed. I didn't want a meltdown overshadowing a 7-year-old's birthday over a remark from a preschooler. She went to the car and never came back in. My son is furious and demanding an apology. But here's where I stand. She's a grown adult. A 4-year-old said something mean. Kids do that. Am I wrong for expecting her to hold it together? This next one is surprisingly divisive. So my birthday, I was burnt out from work, completely drained. My wife asked what I wanted to do, and I told her straight up, casual dinner, chain restaurant, nothing fancy. Just go wherever I'm feeling that day. Maybe Olive Garden, maybe Chinese takeout. Low key, no stress. She kept pushing for details. What time? Where exactly do we need reservations? And I kept telling her the same thing. We'll figure it out when we get home. Walk into wherever sounds good. It's Wednesday night at a chain restaurant. We don't need a reservation. She has OCD, so I get why planning is hard for her. I really do. But I was crystal clear about what I wanted, multiple times. So I get home on my birthday, and she's dressed up, like really dressed up. She made a reservation at this fancy sushi place in the city. Surprise. I just stood there. Nothing has ever sounded less appealing to me in that moment. I told her I wanted Olive Garden. She said she put in all this effort. I said I never asked for any of this. And then I just went to Olive Garden by myself, ate my breadsticks, came home. We argued again. Look, I know she meant well, but it was my birthday, and I said what I wanted over and over again. Was I wrong to just go without her? Here's one that genuinely surprised me. My boyfriend and I took in his childhood friend because housing near her university is brutal. Free rent, free groceries, free utilities, pool, sauna, her own bathroom, the works. We weren't charging her a single dollar. Her room isn't even next to ours. There's a whole computer room and her bathroom sitting between our spaces. Real separation. A few months in, she tells us she can hear us being intimate at night and it makes her uncomfortable. Fair enough. We said we'd try to keep it down. We actually made an effort, but she kept bringing it up. Multiple times. And then she asked to switch rooms. Here's the problem. The only rooms available are my 7-year-old sister's sleepover room or my personal hobby space. Every other room is already set up permanently. We weren't about to rearrange our entire home to accommodate someone we were already housing for free. After the latest complaint, I sat her down and told her calmly, we've adjusted as much as we're willing to. This is our home. If the situation genuinely isn't working for her, maybe she needs to find somewhere else. She called me unfair. We're giving her free housing in our home, and she wants us to restructure our lives because she can occasionally hear us through multiple walls at night. I don't think that's unreasonable, but maybe I'm missing something. Would you have handled this differently? This next one had me nodding along hard. So my daughter just started preschool. The teacher asked me to send pull-ups, wipes, and a change of clothes. Simple enough. I packed everything up. A brand new pack of wipes, plenty of pull-ups, and a full outfit. Pickup day comes. I walk in, and another kid from her class is wearing my daughter's shirt. Not a similar shirt. Her shirt. Here's the thing. I'm not heartless. I genuinely don't mind if the teacher dips into my daughter's pull-ups or wipes for another child who needs them. I've been in tight spots before. I get it. I'll even send extra of those things going forward. But the clothes? That's a different conversation. My daughter doesn't have a huge wardrobe. We're not in a position where I can just replace things whenever they go missing. And once an outfit leaves on another kid, there's a real chance it never comes back. That shirt walking out the door proved that. So I decided I was going to talk to the teacher before the next school day. Just a calm, respectful conversation. Something like, the consumables, fine, but please don't put her clothes on other children. I wasn't rude. I wasn't demanding. I just needed a boundary in place. And honestly, I still think that was completely reasonable. So tell me, would you have said something or just let it go? So there you have it. Now I want to hear from you. Drop your verdict in the comments below. Was she justified or did she cross a line? If you enjoyed this one, hit like and subscribe so you never miss another story.